On July 23, 1984, Vanessa Williams resigned as Miss America, the first black woman to win the crown and the first and only winner forced to give it up. Williams' treatment, or rather mistreatment, at the hands of the Miss America organization as well as by Penthouse and its lecherous founder Bob Guccione, who published nude photos of Williams without her consent, says a lot about the mores of 80s America. But Williams' refusal to be defined by scandal, her relentless drive, and seemingly boundless talent say a lot more about her, specifically, and the endurance of black women, generally, in an entertainment industry that so often relegated them to roles as either mammies or whores, with little distinction in between. Miss America today is an outdated and largely ignored relic, but it used to be a really big deal. Established in 1921, the pageant was one of the 20th century's signifiers of national greatness, exemplifying the superior beauty and virtue of the white American woman. Miss America was an official ambassador of the U.S., and therefore, until 1950, only white women were allowed to participate in the contest. The first black contestant, Miss Iowa Cheryl Brown, competed in 1970. Vanessa Williams was an overachiever from an early age. The child of music teachers, she planned on becoming the first African-American rockette, another bygone marker of feminine excellence, and studied classical and jazz dance, theater arts, the French horn, piano, and violin. She was one of 12 students offered the prestigious Presidential Scholarship for Drama to attend Carnegie Mellon University, but instead chose to attend Syracuse University on a different scholarship. During college, Williams met photographer Tom Chiapple, who convinced her to take nude photos with another model, on the condition that she would not be identifiable in the photos and that they would never see the light of day. This was the summer of 1982, after her freshman year at Syracuse, when she was 19. In a 2012 interview with NPR, Williams explained that, "My mentality was what? I'm living my own life. I'm a spirited, young woman. I can handle this. I can handle anything. And at 19, you think you rule the world, and you can control things. And a lot of times, you don't." Having never competed in a beauty pageant before, Williams was hesitant to enter the Miss Greater Syracuse pageant. But she decided to try it anyway and, being Vanessa Williams, won it handily. She went on to win Miss New York, which sent her to Miss America. In 1983, 33 years after the pageant was desegregated, Williams became the first black Miss America, which was not without controversy. Sure, there were people who would come up to the newly crowned symbol of America with tears in their eyes, saying, as Williams recalled, they never thought they'd see the day that it would happen. But then there were also the death threats. In her memoir, You Have No Idea, co-written with her mother Helen, Williams describes sharpshooters on buildings because of credible threats on her life and how she was told never to answer the door for anyone. So being Miss America was a really big deal, but being the first black Miss America was enormous. And the weight of that honor and obligation came crashing down on her in July 1984, with just 2 months left in her reign, when Penthouse revealed it would be publishing the nude photos Williams had taken years before. Once the Miss America organization learned of this, they gave Williams 72 hours to resign. There was no sympathy on their part to Williams. Instead, she, and not Penthouse and Guccione, was vilified. Overnight, Vanessa Williams had become a star, and just as suddenly, it was all snatched away from her. She was able to keep her crown and the official title of Miss America 1984, but she lost millions in endorsement deals, dropped out of college, and became persona non grata in the entertainment industry. She auditioned with Tommy Tune to replace Twiggy in the George and Ira Gershwin musical My One, and only but the wife of Ira Gershwin declared, "Over my dead body will that whore be in my show." I had so much trouble being taken seriously not only because I was a beauty queen, but a scandalous beauty queen on top of that, Williams told the Cape Cod Times in 2016. Having that perception of me was when I realized what an obstacle I'd have. Williams found it nearly impossible to launch a music or acting career in the wake of the Miss America resignation, but she believed the best revenge was success. And so she chose vengeance. With the help of PR expert and future ex-husband Ramon Hervey II, Williams landed a role in the 1987 film The Pickup Artist, starring Molly Ringwald and someone else familiar with Scandal and Redemption, Robert Downey Jr. A year later, she released her debut album, The Right Stuff, generating 4 hits, including the title track, and earning her 3 Grammy nominations. Her follow-up, 1991's The Comfort Zone, was an even bigger hit, going triple platinum, garnering 5 Grammy nominations and featuring her signature tune, Save the Best for Last. The plaintive ballad spent 5 weeks at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and was nominated for Song and Record of the Year. In 1995, she ran and danced away with the TV adaptation of Bye Bye Birdie, then starred in 1997 Soul Food. Williams was offered the role that would win Halle Berry an Oscar in 2001's Monsters Ball, but turned it down, not for the sexual content, as Angela Bassett had cited, but because she had just had a baby and had no desire to get naked in front of a crew of people, Williams said in 2014. I saw Berry win the Academy Award. I was happy for her, but given a different set of circumstances, I might have done that role. Williams just kept on working, putting the memory of the Miss America shame behind her. In 2002, she was nominated for a Tony for Into the Woods, but it wasn't until the 2006 premiere of the beloved dramedy Ugly Betty, on which Williams consistently slayed as HBIC/EIC Wilhelmina Slater, that Williams was finally taken seriously as an actress. She earned 3 consecutive Emmy nominations as Best Supporting Actress in a Comedy, all of which she deserved to win. In 2016, 32 years after she was unceremoniously booted from Miss America, the organization invited her back to perform and to issue an apology for the way it handled the Penthouse affair. It was a full-circle moment that meant a great deal to Williams, but perhaps more to her mother, who had also endured shaming and criticism in the aftermath of the scandal. Today, Williams is preparing to step into the stilettos of another iconic and questionably evil fashionista, Miranda Priestly, in the West End production of The Devil Wears Prada. She also released her first studio recording in 15 years, Legs, Keep Dancin', a celebration of her legendary gams, and, even more appropriately, her perseverance. Miss America is but a footnote in her career. Like many black women before her and since, Vanessa Williams has had to prove herself over and over again, yet she remains, by far, the most famous woman to ever hold the crown. In a sense, she is the ultimate Miss America.